to speak neurodiversity, the neurotypical processing, neurodiversity and neurotypical processing. So I'm autistic. I'm on spectrum. I process information differently. I'm neurodivergent. I process information, but uh, my brain works. I don't process information differently. My brain works differently, so I process information differently. Okay. My brain is wired differently. Sorry, guys, my eyes. My brain is wired differently. I have to accept that. So I'm accepting on autistic. So I accept I'm neurodivergent. Yeah, because there's no other test to say I'm tripolar. Sorry, because I was tripolar. So my brain is wired differently. It's kind of, and I'm not disabled. I'm from Nigeria. We're not disabled in Nigeria now. We're not sick in Nigeria because the whole thing I'm trying to create is a framework to separate the people that are sick from the people that are not sick. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to separate people that are sick from people that are not sick. So I am gonna return to Nigeria, but I want to get an allotment in the UK first. So when I go to Nigeria, basically we're entering a world of tension. Basically, there's tension between people that are neurotypical and neurodivergent. So, neurodivergent people who I notice tension. Tension is an atmosphere. And that's why I don't want to be in the UK personally, begrudgingly. That's what I want to say. We must not harm our own. Must never harm our own neurodivergent people. And the fact of the matter is, I'm still working on the project I'm going to work on. But we're not sick in Nigeria. We're not sick. None of us are sick unless someone gives that sickness. So I am not people that here don't have capacity, and I don't care. I don't care. We are Igbos, we Nigerians, we have capacity. We have capacity. You want to treat me? You want to treat them. But there's a war that's gonna break out. I'm not saying it that's gonna happen. I'm saying the war is gonna, if I predict correctly, I'm saying that, the tension is so high, I feel like it's war-like tension. Like, fighters, war-like tension, is going to that point. The thing is, so we must not harm each other. We must not harm our own. And that's what I have to say. The tension is that, the British want to fight the Nigerians. The British want to fight the Nigerians. That's what I heard, I'm predicting this, because I believe the British want to fight the Nigerians. And we don't want to fight them. So I'm in a position to do something. With £5 billion going to my university in Aqua State, I can do something about this money. So the fact of the matter is, I still care about Biafra. I kept, we have to do something about Biafra. We have to do something. And I don't care about insecurity or instability. We have capacity and we can do our job. We have capacity. They have capacity here in the UK. I don't care. I never did. I never will do. Ontological Bayesian intelligence. Ontological, next steps for me. So we're not harm our own. True positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. True positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. Tested. We're gonna have our new our own framework of neurodivergence. That's a mandatory right. But I'm working on our own framework of neurodivergence via OHA. 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 So you get OHA Insigi Act, because I'm governing the Southeast Nigeria. OHA Insigi Act for food, water, and shelter. OHA Oath Oscar H for hamburger if alpha. Shall I call Reablement? Because basically you get care, the word care, but you get Care Act 2014 for the UK government, which is not what I want. So I want to name it OHA Reablement Act. Because you see how it's done? It's done to re-enable people, not to care. Because it's care and it's re-enablement. But that's foundation that we re-enable people to re-walk. With a walking stick, you can learn to walk again. So there's nobody caring for people, but we can have this because no one stays in care forever. So OHA Reablement Act is what it is. So the framework is built around our own. So OHA Reablement Act will cover the legislative document of reabling people, in the UK, reabling people. So I'm building a sovereign entity, but I'm building it properly from the UK government. So all my blood, sweat, and tears that happened in the past, all that nonsense that happened in the past with me, I'm rebuilding Biafra, and I'm doing it from a bedroom in Ilford, in UK, So I'm gonna have to get a lawman first to do it properly. But the lawman is basically telling me I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm not sick, guys. Stop saying I'm sick. I hate that. You can say that anybody born in the UK. That one you can get right. Get right the last time. But I am not sick. I've made myself clear. If they want to be sick, you can call them sick and they can die sick. I don't care. Because the way I'm being treated makes you feel that this is the way the world is going. Warfare. So, because, I have to write the documents up about section 1, section 2, and section 2.1. So basically, you have section 2, which is basically for 3 years, I want to detain someone. I want to detain people for 3 years of their life. That's what it's happening. That's what works. That's what works. I'm not saying I'm crazy. I'm saying because I was 3 years or 4 years in the institution. Insane asylum. That's what works. That's law. That's how law works. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. I have to do it because if I was there for 3 years and I came out without my hands cut, you know, or my mouth bleeding, and they still say they'll give me a house, which I'm still getting to get a house, I will get my way because it's the law. So I want to detain someone for 3 years. I don't want to. Well, I don't want to detain you for 3 years, but I want you to understand that that's you detaining for 3 years and it worked for me. Because that's detaining people. You lock someone in for 3 years. In our legislation, we can't keep you forever. We don't want you forever. We want you to just take your medication and get out of the constitution. Get out of Nigeria. Take your medication and get out. That's what we want to get you your medication and get out. You're not allowed to stay here. I said that you're allowed to stay before, but you're not allowed to stay. So you take your medication, you get better for 3 years of your life, you get detained. You want to leave, you have parole. You can leave. Someone let you out. You can leave. I don't care. But the goal is you get better, you leave us alone. That's the policy there. So you leave us alone. So, I want to run. I want to rule Biafra now. I want to rule Biafra. I want to rule now. So I'm not just a king. I'm a leader. My heart and soul belongs to Biafra. I must stop killing people, killing our own, harming our own people because I care about Biafra. If I because I don't care about you, I care. No, it doesn't matter if the UK have nukes. We can build our own. I have mine, and I'm doing just that. So the goal was literally to no time on Rome. I'll go to steps here. My utopia. Because the way we are fighting for our rights, we're not born here. I'm not gonna have a child in UK. So you can call him sick. Can call him my child sick. No, you're not calling my child sick if I have a child here for you. You know? No. I'm going to Nigeria. They become a Nigerian citizen, So you can be born in Nigeria and not be sick. You know. Not taking a woman from the UK. No, no, no. I'm saying that the fact of the matter is, you guys know what's wrong. Because they're born here, they have nothing to do with, there's no community, there's no engagement, there's no community. So I have to do it properly. So Care Act, Reablement Act, reable people. Because there is no care. If I call reablement of care, Care Reablement Act or Reablement Never Care Act. That's a good title. Reablement Never Care Act. Because people should be able to walk again, talk again, have capacity again, run again, jump again, flip again. And if this goes through to the European Court of Human Rights, it has to be filed properly. So it's really going through. But I'm saying that it has to come. It has to be somewhere. And I fought for Biafra and for. So, it has to be, so if they say no to the UK, I'm going to Biafra, and I'll still be too because Nigeria is very comfortable for me. I love Nigeria. So my utopia must withstand a war and its crimes. My utopia, OB Nexus, O for Oscar, B for Bravo, I for Indigo, F for Nova, F for Esra, F for Mela, F for Sarah. Muko OSS, M for Mike, U for Umbrella, C for Charlie, O for Oscar, is a security and welfare, then design and technology constitution, compounds, constitution that withstands war and its crimes. That's go. If you can survive war, it's ready for tomorrow. If you can start a war, it's ready for war. It's not declaring war on anybody. I don't declare war. I'm not saying I drink war in the UK. I'm not. That'll be like saying that I can go and bomb Nigeria right now because people are crazy. But I don't declare war on anybody. But I say I need to protect me, myself, and I from all this militia and all this stupid thing they're doing in the UK. Like locking me up for 3 years of my life when I was staying under the Care Act 2014. So I want to enforce Section 2.1. So Section 2.1, so you go to Section 2 or 2.1. Section 2.1. Yeah. So basically 2 and 2.1 are different. So Section 2 is 28 days. Section 2.1 is 3 years of your life you're getting detained. That's Section 2.1. So I'm gonna say it properly. I'm gonna on the maybe we can read the Act. Because I want to protect people that are vulnerable. Our people that are vulnerable. So Section 2.1, I'm gonna take the Care Act 2014, the 2.1, Section 2, yes, Section 2 of the Mental Health Act. Mental Health Act 1986. Am I right? I make Section 2.1 extend Section. Because I have to extend this somehow because I'm a lawyer, so I'm governing. So 2.1 will take you for 3 years. But I'm taking the framework. I'm making basically I'm building on top of their framework, but I'm thinking I want it to be a bit around us. But the goal is to work for everybody. It's governance. It works for everybody. So what should I be? This would be woo. So you get OHA, IWU, EG. So once I start typing, once I stop building what I want to do what I want to do in my life. But I'm preparing for war or retaliation. I'm preparing for retaliation. So because £55 million is not a joke. It's not a joke to me. And I need my money. So I'm preparing physically for retaliation, not really in Siggy, but Siggy is gonna give me food, water, and shelter. and retaliation is gonna be something that so you get OHA, IWU, EG. So I prefer for them to retaliate against me if it goes through, if £5 billion goes through, because I understand this very well. You know, not while I'm in this room, because they're still plotting and blah blah blah. They can even go fly to Nigeria nowadays. This is why people can fly to Nigeria. I'm sorry. These native British people can fly to Nigeria. They can fly to Nigeria. They can fly to Nigeria. But I care. I care about my return to Nigeria. What's the date today? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I have an appointment on the 17th of Wednesday. You know, I want to return to my country, Nigeria. I want to return to my country. I'm going to return to my country whether they like it or not. I'm no ifs, no buts, no nothing. I came here for, and we come here for house. For us, for me, I'm gonna put house in here. I'm gonna put dwellings, compounds in UK, so I can live like I'm actually living good life. I'm gonna give people compounds that are like me, that are from southeastern Nigeria. That's the policy there. Only people that are from southeastern Nigeria. And the Igbos too. Igbos, never Yorubas. If you marry Yoruba people, you can't have a compound. That has to be now, because I make the rules. So, two things are gonna happen. So, 2.1, 3 years of detainment of the Mental Health Act in 1983. But, because it works, remember. It doesn't violate human rights, anything, but it's sustainable for human beings. That's the only policy there. If people can live there, they can work there. Slavery with extra steps. Slavery with extra steps. And that's what I'm doing. But, I'm not doing that. I'm saying detaining, but with extra steps. You get a house, you get food, but you're not allowed to leave until we treat you and you leave. We treat you first, not us, because you're not sick. We treat you, and when you leave, you leave. You leave us alone. But that's again, we detain there, and you're trouble, so other people can breathe, so people can actually live a good life. Not being trapped in 4 years or 3 years or being detained when they're kids like me. Because I know someone that was trapped there for 4 years. No. Was there for 4 years. My friend was there for 4 years. What's his name? Chase. Chase was at Ellingham Hospital, Norfolk, in Kent for 4 years. 4 years of his life. No, I was there for 3 years. I'm not even sure. I have to find. I don't even know these people anymore. But the goal is these people are causing me problems, and I'm dealing with them personally. So I'm saying I'm dealing with them personally, systematically, because we have a system in place. So basically, if I want to take this for 3 years, it's be human rights framework available. So I'm just gonna get housing, gonna work there for the constitution. But when you finish the term, you're allowed to leave. You're allowed to leave. You leave. It's like living for someone you don't want it, but you don't want it. Maybe I should create a citizen card for this. A citizen's card. Because, people are gonna start taking away the system. I don't like this Ndocha people. Ndocha. This like incorporation people. I'm saying that from the heart. Because, they're nuisance. They're nuisance. So, the fact of the matter is, I'm suing people £40,000 just so I can buy a house in the UK. And when I buy a house, I'll still leave. I'll still achieve my dream aspiration. No, I know she tell me I can't do anything in my life ever again. Tell it to anyone born in UK, that one's fine by me. That one's fine by me. You don't have capacity. That one's fine by me, but not me, because it cost you from your bank account, and it's annoying to hear. It's annoying to hear, If anyone that doesn't have capacity, it's annoying to hear, because you don't even have in them. So, when they start retaliating, we have a system, and that's the idea. We have a system to do with the retaliation. Basically, you have a retaliation, and you have a war of attrition, and you have a war of no man's land, which is basically the concept of war, and that's basically the war is a doctrine. It's like computer science, the doctrine. So you can apply to many other philosophies, topics. So that's what computer science. So war military doctrines are military such as uh, uh, military doctrines such as close quarters battle in a firefight, which is gunfight. So it's not just a fight, gunfight. You can say gunfight, you can say firefight, but I prefer firefight. It's more doctrine, the doctrine. So so basically, they have to build it nice and ensure that people are detained there with cards, with citizens cards that expire in 3 years. Leave. You're not a slave there. You're being detained there. Because everyone's gonna have a card. That's my utopia. I'm building it. So because it works. It works. I don't hate anybody. It's business as usual. Because human rights is a business where systems face build your own, and that idea. So basically, the Mental Health Act of 1986. Our system is getting better. It's getting better for us. That's the goal. Ontological research Namdi Abala here. So we're gonna have insignia Bayesian intelligence. Basically, the goal of detaining them there is to make sure it works for our community. They work in our community and they make money in our community. Anyone detained there that has this kind of card, basically, you have the green card in America. So make it the yellow card. Yellow card. Make it yellow card. Green card, yellow card. Yellow card. So you have a yellow card. So you have a yellow card. You're not a citizen there. So you have it has to be done properly. It has to be done systematically because I don't trust anybody. No, make it a red card. That should be pink slip. So you got a pink slip. You got a pink slip in America. A pink notice in America. Pink slip. I called it. And if I make it red for detain, yellow, pink. Yellow to red, yeah, pink card. So if you make it a pink card, you basically you take dye, you soak it in water. This is what I said to my psychologist, my student. You take a red card, something that's red in color, that's been painted red. You take the red dye on a pink card, on a red card. You dip it in a solid tube like water. You take it out because it's like red. That's the color of detainment. So it's gonna be like you're detained and you're for 3 years. But it's gonna be utopia for us. So people that come here are not slaves, but they're working to leave. Because it has to be better. Detaining people has to be better. So who's speaking? Oh, so I'm Ezra today. So Ezra is speaking. I'm saying that, my persona. So it has to be done properly. I want people to have houses. I want you guys to have live normal life, but I want you to become citizens because I want you to be enjoying life too. But I don't want you to be there forever until you get the right to be with us. So that's what I'm saying. It has to be done systematically. Like we're not killing anybody there. I'm doing it better. So and you guys think the UN cares? UN don't care. They don't care. They care about. They're not corrupt. I'm saying they care about how it's done, whether the process is followed. That's what they care about. So I'm checking green boxes on mansions, compounds. I'm checking boxes on all of them. You can live in a house, but you don't get a compound. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea. You live in a house, you work there, you detain there, nothing will be wrong there. You'll be thinking that something wrong even here. This person here, is just part of the community. But one of us should, we don't still step. So, that's what utopia. I'm building utopia so I can take people. And you can't have sex there. If you want sex there, I don't mind. You're detained, so you want your child to be detained too. Your child to be detained too. Because I don't trust that. So it follows through until your sentence clears. Until they're allowed to work. So you have to follow through the children, the lineage of the children. So I don't care what children you have. So So that's the idea. So if you have a green card and you soak it, it becomes light green. If you have a red card and it's dyed red, you soak it in water or some kind of ink and take it back out on paper, it becomes light red. If you take something that's black, a black piece of paper, so dark it is, you soak it in liquid, and that's the color of the card. So, I'm telling people in Nigeria, but I'm doing it legally. No human rights violation. No. Because if you want a house, you can get a house quickly, you know. But you get there, you're gonna be working, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be blood, sweat, and tears for you. Because we're not taking anybody clean our people anymore. We're not taking anybody clean our people. You work you work until something profits comes into our community, until we're satisfied with what you do. And that's in section 2.1, 3 years of detaining people in the Nigeria, in Biafra, because I want to be part of the community, or her, but I want you to be addressed to the law and the order, Iwu and Iju, Indigo West umbrella, which means law in Igbo, and Iju, I for Indigo, J for Jam, I for India, which means order. So to be order amongst other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's section 2.1 of the Mental Health Act of 3 is the Mental Health section 2.1 of the Mental Health Act 1986. So that's British framework, but I'm copying it, I'm doubling it. Because if you're not part of the fight, Mental Health Act of 1983, no, of 1983 and 2005. Basically, the one that came out 2005, 2025, last year, it's now law. It's now law. So we're not keeping you in a place, we're keeping the community, but you work. Unless you want to go to a mental health actor, you want to go to a cell, not a cell, you want to go to a mental health hospital, because I was never in prison. The day I come into prison, the day I ever go to prison is the day I put people in prison. So basically everything's bound to ward units. So you live in a ward folder, you live in a ward, you live in a housing, but you are detained still, but you're in the community, so you cannot leave. So that's the hard part to enforce. So you have to come back to your unit, your housing unit, but you're not poor. It's what's the I give you houses for free. Free houses, free food, water, and shelter. Why would you want to leave even? Why would you leave? You work, but when you detain those guys, you work back into community, you leave us alone. So that's detaining people under. So Mental Health Act Section 2, which lasts 28 days, Section 3, which lasts 6 months, 60 days to 6 months. Well, 6 months. It lasts all. Yeah. So I'm telling you about Section 2.1, which is 3 years. Because I was thinking for Section 2 for 3 years of my life. And that's your memory. That's memory. It was 4 years. If I let me get it was 4 years even. I think it was 4 years. Because me and Chis were in that hospital at the same time. So it was 4 years. If I find out it's 4 years, it'll be 4 years for everybody else. Because I'm so angry about it. Thank you about it. Thank you.